Good morning. Everything's going well. I am still underweight somehow. I'm still not maintaining a healthy weight, which is frustrating. Like, so we're just doing skinny now. But I weigh like 119 pounds right now, and I am not really happy about that. So that's like my biggest struggle right now still is my physical well-being, is I just don't weigh enough, and then I also just don't have any, because of that, I don't have any energy. I haven't been able to go to the gym as much as I would like, and that sucks. So I'm gonna be working on that. I just don't really know what to change at this point at all. But I gotta come up with stuff. Just eat more food, I guess. I mean, it's not that it's simple. It's really simple. It's just not easy, like a lot of things in life. It's as simple as eating more food, all right? But it just isn't that easy. I just gotta make, more effort than I have already been giving. So I've got to do that, and that's really it though. Everything else is going well. I've worked at two high schools now as a substitute teacher. Awesome. I love that job. This It's perfect for me. I mean, it's actually just perfect for me because I get like free time essentially. I'm being paid to have free time, like quality free time because I can't be on my phone. I can't just doom scroll or anything while I'm like at the high school because the kids, it's like district policy now that they're not allowed to have their phones. Like they have to like put them in like the vault or something, but it's like a numbered thing for everyone's phone. Just like anyway, most of the time they don't do that, but I don't really care enough to force them to. Baby girl. And so I just read, and it was wonderful. I finished like half a book. I'm reading the Pilgrimage by Paulo Coelho. He's my favorite author, and it's the first book he ever wrote. So I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. But it's so good so far. It's amazing. So I've loved doing that. But I mean, it's so easy. I mean, I walk in and I just like I don't get the lesson plans until the day of, which kind of freaks me out. And also, I only know the layout of one high school because I only ever attended one high school. So going to that other high school I'd never been to, I did that yesterday. That was interesting. It was just confusing, just the whole layout. I couldn't when I left the school. I left from a different door than I came in, but I didn't realize it because it was just main doors went through and through. Um, so I walked out and I didn't know where my car was. I'm like, I don't recognize anything. Where am I? Why can't I see it? I know I parked somewhere towards the front, and if I'm seeing the front, where's my car? And then I realized, like, oh, the back looks exactly like the front for some reason. For some reason. They have the same architecture and everything. So I just found the front. I'm like, this parking lot looks more familiar because the parking lot's a little different. So I got really freaked out for a minute, but that's the only stressful part is not knowing the lesson plans till the day of and not being familiar with all the schools that I'm gonna go to. But because I can go to any schools in the district, but I've only ever been to one high school, and now I've been to two, so it gets a little easier. But you can't find a map of the schools online because I guess that's like prevent school shooters, stuff like that. If they really want to, they'll find a way. But I can't. So I can't find a map online of the school. So I don't get a map until I show up. They have like a paper copy for me. And so that sucks. I just gotta like walk around, find where the nearest restroom is. At the school I was at yesterday, I was in like I was teaching a history class, which was also, I've only ever been in history classes now. So both of the substitution jobs I did were history classes, so they were both easy. The nearest bathroom was so far, like down two hallways, that I didn't have a second period class to teach. It was like a prep period, so I just did nothing. I and well, so after the first class ended, I went straight to the bathroom, and I did not make it to the bathroom until the bell rang for like the passing period between classes to end. That's ridiculous. Why is the bathroom so far away? Why? It's actually horrible. So, and also the students there, for some reason at that fucking school, they walk like they have nowhere to be. They walk so slow. It was like miserable being behind a wall of like all of them walk so slow. I never had that issue at my school because at least some of them walked fast. The ones who walked slow stayed to the sides so the fast people could go around them. I had no problem weaving around in high school, but at that school it was miserable. So I just made sure that I did not have to go to the bathroom when I taught the last two classes because I would not make it back. I could not go between the two classes, and I can't just leave in the middle of class. And well, I just didn't want to because I could if it was like really an emergency. I just have to like open the door and then go to like across the hall or somewhere and like ask the teacher, "Hey, can you keep an eye on my class?" And I just leave the door open, go to the bathroom, and then like thanks, and come back, close it. But that's annoying. That's annoying for everyone. So, well, not really. It's not that big of a deal actually. So if I really had to, I could. I'm starting to. I think what the job is most like given back to my life though is confidence because I feel like it's like method acting. Except I'm not acting like a tard. I have to act like this authority figure now because while I'm only 22, I graduated high school 4 years ago. I'm the adult of these like high school kids. These, they're just like we're the same generation, and I still have to exude like the confidence to be like, hey, this is what we're doing in class today. And I've never had any disrespect from any of them. Like they've all been super nice, helpful. I mean, they've been in the public school system for however many years now, almost 12, and some of them are almost seniors. I think I only taught like sophomores and juniors sort of for those classes, but it's all easy. I mean, I just show a documentary most of the time, pass out some worksheets, be like, hey, open your laptops, there's an assignment online. That's all I have to do, and then I can just sit in class and read. And they'll ask me like, can I go to the bathroom? I'm like, yep, just wait for the pass to get back, take the pass. It's so easy. It's gotta be the easiest job in the world ever. The only like mystery is when there's like fire drills and lockdowns, but hopefully the kids know what like I'm kind of just depending on them for that because I don't get any specific instructions. I know what it's like to be in school as a student when we're having a fire drill, when we're having a lockdown. So it's like I'm not clueless, but I just don't know exactly where we go, where that school likes to go for the fire drills. So I just have to kind of hope. But I'm just not worried about that yet because that hasn't happened yet. And it's toward the end of the school year, so I don't really have to worry about that. The problem with it being towards the end of the school year is that I'm gonna not have work for the summer, so I'm gonna try to work at like Home Depot or Lowe's. I applied to Ross, like a thrift store. So we'll see. I'll keep applying for like part time jobs because the nice thing about substitution is I can pick whatever shifts wherever school. It's just kind of it's not like they call you at 5 in the morning like, hey, can you work these schools, which one would you like? It's like all online now where I can just these teachers have given up their school shift and I can take it. So they can plan on being on. If they wake up sick that morning, I can just snag it. It works out really well. I like the system a lot. So I can choose whatever school I want to go to. So tomorrow I'm going back to my high school I grew up going to. So another history class. I guess history teachers just like to take time off, but it's so easy. I mean, I just sit there and show videos, hand them worksheets, and I get infinite free time. I mean, so while I had that free period, I just drew on my phone because I can't really be on my phone in front of the students. That's not fair to them when they can't be on their phone. So I read through all of the classes I taught and then I drew on my phone for that break period. I'm getting paid to just enjoy some free time, and God, I'm loving reading that book. If you haven't read it, I would recommend The Pilgrimage by Paulo Coelho. It's like a very spiritual journey. It's about his real journey that the pilgrimage that he walked in Europe, the Santiago Trail. I don't know exactly where, but I think it ends in Madrid in Spain. It's a really beautiful book. I love his writing so much, but I would recommend it a lot. I'm only halfway through it, and I feel like wiser. Like I can recognize some bad behaviors in myself that I really need to correct, and I know how to correct them too. Um, my favorite thing that I think something interesting I learned from that book was the cruelty exercise. It's that when you're being mean to yourself mentally, when you're getting down on yourself, like, I'm an idiot, I'm so stupid, I'm a fool, I should have done this, I should have done that, just things like that that don't really help you. You're hurting yourself mentally, spiritually. You're getting down on yourself. And so, by every time you have those thoughts, you're supposed to take your index finger and dig it into that same thumb cuticle. Just fucking tear at it as hard as you can. It's gonna hurt. It's supposed to hurt. Every time you have a bad thought, you should physically hurt yourself so you can see, like, this physical pain you're feeling is what, like, the pain your spirit is feeling. And so, actually, having a representation of what you're doing to yourself mentally, you're feeling it physically, you're gonna like stop. Eventually, you're going to train that habit out because you're going to start to realize, oh, I had a bad thought. I've got to do this. This is the pain it's causing. How can I really shift my mindset? And I just thought it was interesting because I mean, I've heard things like that, like the rubber band trick. Whenever you like think something bad, you snap the rubber band on your wrist. Um, that's a classic for getting rid of bad habits, but just the idea that what it represents is the spiritual pain you were causing yourself, I thought that's a really cool take on it. And I don't think I'll do that exactly because I don't want to tear up my thumb. However, I think something similar, like something just to help me like recognize what I'm doing to myself. How am I getting down on myself? Um, I thought that was cool. So anyway, it's a great book. I would recommend it. It's a wonderful read. And I have time to read now. So wow, I get paid to read. Granted, I don't get paid that much. I get paid $100 for a full day of substituting. $105. Wow. And I only get a paycheck once a month for the previous month. So every day that I work this month of April, I don't get paid for it until May 15th. So it's gonna take a while. Crazy boy, he's hanging. So that's a little unfortunate, but I mean, it's fine because I don't really have any bills that I'm not financially pressed for money, so it's okay. It's just been a really good experience. I mean, I always grew up wanting to be a teacher, and now I get to be, and I don't have to pay for fucking college. So this is the best possible thing. I don't have to, like, plan lessons, I don't have to do anything, I just get to interact with kids, people. I mean, I get to be like a positive part of their day where yesterday I had a classroom with windows. Yeah, because also like why are we stuffing these kids who I see them now. They have like I remember what it was like to be a kid, but also now I'm seeing it. These kids have so much energy. Even as high schoolers, like they are still kids. They have a lot of energy and they want to like talk, they want to get up, they want to move around, they want to like yap, they have it in them, they've got the fire in them still. And we're putting them in these boxes with like no windows under fluorescent lighting. I hate that. So yesterday I had a classroom with windows. I was so happy about that, so I just left the windows open. I'm like, hey guys, do you want the lights on or off? And they're like, turn them off. So I got to sit in the natural lighting without any fluorescence above my head, and I kept them off for the next class. I'm like, hey guys, is it okay if I leave the lights off or do you want them on? They're like, no, keep them off. Because they don't want that either. I mean, it's nice to sit in like it's not a dark room either. The windows were doing a good job, and I love that. That was a great bonus. But that's also like one way I was able to help them out because they don't want to sit under that fluorescent lighting. Also, like I don't care if they talk. I don't care if they get a little loud. They were surprisingly quiet, very well behaved. It was kind of weird at that school because they were not like that at the other school I was at. Um, I told my mom about it. She's like, maybe they're drugging them. I'm like, no. Maybe there's something through the vents. They're drugging them. I'm like, no. But they were more docile than a lot of other kids, and I don't know because it was like the rich kids school that I went to yesterday. I grew up going to the ghetto high school. It's a lot nicer than it used to be now, but it's like it was really well built. The architecture, they definitely paid artists to decorate their school because it actually had real like murals and everything. There was a lot of student work too. It was incredible the effort they put in for that school and like the school community, the spirit. I like that a lot. I think that was cool. It's something I never was interested in participating in. Sorry, it's like what time is it? It's 8:15 ish in the morning. I've got the herpes. When I wake up, sometimes I'm still pretty nauseous when I wake up in the morning, but it hasn't been so bad because I've been eating, but I haven't been getting weight, so I guess I'm just not eating enough. But I get this thing where I get nauseous and I hear it in my ears. They like kind of like tense up and close out, and I can hear like the vibrations of myself, and it's weird. I'm not a big fan of that, so that's been annoying, but. Anyway, it was awesome. I'm having a great time. I'm really glad that I found a job that I love, even if it doesn't make me a lot of money. This is like exactly what I needed because that's what I was most concerned about was losing all my free time. And I get more free time, it feels like. I mean, I have to wake up early and get ready and go to school like it was when I was a kid, but it's not like that anymore. I get to be on the other side. I get to be the teacher, And it feels great. it feels awesome, you know? I get to be that kick-ass chill substitute, and it is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna go out shopping with my mom today, and that'll be fun, because I don't have a lot of clothes that I can wear. I don't really have professional clothes. I could go check out my closet, but I don't really want to. So I'm going shopping with my mom, and she's gonna try to find me jeans that fit, because I've neglected to buy jeans because I'm so scrawny right now that none of my clothes fit, and that sucks. It's actually like none of my clothes fit. Like my underwear is too big. Like that's it feels like wearing a diaper. It kind of actually is just sucks. I do have some that fit, but it's just like most of it. It's just kind of like saggy, and I hate that. I hate being so scrawny, but that's why I don't want to buy clothes that fit me now because I'm trying to gain weight. Obviously, it's not working, but I'm trying to gain weight, so I don't want to buy clothes that fit me now because it's just money, and then they're gonna be too small for me once I finally am able to gain weight. But she wants to buy me jeans that fit, and I think that's really sweet of her. And I also just need more shirts. I've been wearing the same black sweater. Granted, I've only worked 2 days. I worked Friday and yesterday was Monday, so I worked those days. But I just don't have a lot of clothes. I need more, so more professional clothes because all of mine have like some sort of graphic design like this one, and you can't have that. I gotta look professional to some degree. So I really want to get like a button up because I'm not really a girly, super girly kind of like patterns and ruffles and all that. It's just not my style. I respect it. I do like the grandma style. It's fun to wear sometimes, but I don't really want to. So just some other sweater, something plain would be nice, and like a button up would be nice because that would be cool. Um, Fuck, maybe I'll get a tie. No, I'm not gonna go that far, but yeah, it was great. And also, while I was at the high school I visited, my best friend's dad was one of my high school teachers. The one that I was at Friday was the high school I grew up going to, and so my best friend's dad is a teacher there still, but he taught like all my favorite classes. The last class I had of his was junior year, and it was history of rock and roll. He was so cool, dude. Imagine teaching history of rock and roll. He was awesome for that. He always believed Michael Jackson was innocent. Yeah, yeah. I got on the right side of history with him, so that was cool. It was nice to see him again. And I graduated 4 years ago. I hadn't seen him since because I'd go and visit senior year. I'd hang out at lunch. Me and Preston would hang out in his classroom and stuff. But I hadn't seen him for 4 years, and he recognized me still. I walked in, he's like, "That is Lilia?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's me. Hi." And, it was awesome to talk to him. So everything's going well. I feel like everything in life's going pretty well, other than gaining weight. And having the energy to work out, but those go hand in hand. So I just need to work on my physical health more than anything else right now. Mentally, I feel like I'm doing well. I'm keeping it together. I had a great Easter. Everything's well with my family. I bought a new car. I have a new car. It's new to me. It's really old. It's a 2007 Kia Sportage. It only has 81,000 miles, so she'll run forever. The only thing I had to fix up when I bought her was the transmission fluid was dark, so I had to get that changed. I got an oil change just so she was fresh, and there was a water coolant or a coolant, not water coolant, but a coolant leak that had to be patched and fixed and whatever. So that, and then they checked everything else over. Cause I like my dad helped me out a lot, and my oldest sister, because my dad was a mechanic and like director of ops. Like he was the big top dog. It is the dealer's auto auction of Idaho. He was the guy. So he got me the deal from the auction. Like I didn't have to pay any extra fees, but it was originally from my oldest sister who works at Subaru. She was the one who had the car on her lot. She's like, "This is a great car for Lilia." And she was like, "Yeah, we'll send it over to the auction." And so that way I didn't have to to have any extra fees. I only had to pay like one actual fee. Otherwise I just put into it what they were in it for because it was just traded in. So I only ended up paying like maybe it was like 1,600 for the car and like 600 to fix it up. That's the deal of the century, all right? And then also my car, I sold her my Leslie, the Pathfinder. I'll miss her forever. She was the best. I really can't compare because the car I have now is just the base model. She had all the extra gadgets, so she was decked out. I loved her, but she sold for $800. So that's at least that's a great deal. I mean, what, 1,600 plus six? $2,200 and then minus $800. So I essentially got a car for $1,400. In this economy, I got a car for $1,400 and it's fairly reliable. Obviously it's going to take a lot of gas and I'm not excited for paying for gas. But other than that, I mean, wow, it's all going well. Everything's going well right now, and I've got to be prepared for when it turns around. But I'm not so sad about it. I used to like hate being happy. I would hate just anytime I felt like things were going well because I knew that it would turn around, and it always did. And I wonder if part of that was like a self-fulfilling prophecy where I expected things to go bad, so they did, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm just gonna try to be prepared for anything that happens, but I think things are gonna be okay, and I really feel like they're gonna be okay. So I'm actually doing well, and I look horrible. I got a shower. I'm grimy. I'm scrawny. I gotta eat, but I'm gonna eat breakfast, and I'm gonna do my best. And at least like my life is going well. I feel like my life doesn't suck. That was the whole goal of this, is I don't really feel like life sucks, you know? I don't really feel like I have to drown my sorrows. I don't feel sorrowed. I feel pretty okay right now, and I'm gonna hang on to that as long as I can, but I'm also gonna, not be sad when it ends, because it's going to, and I'm just gonna enjoy it. I think life is going well, and that's all, so thanks.